Welcome. Thank you for watching Cinema Crew's Point of View. We are back to give our point of view of this week's episode 7 of The Boys, the penultimate episode. The finale is coming up this week. I'm back with the usual members of the crew. I'm going to say what's up to my guy, Dave. What's going on, Dave?
Yo, what's up, Mike? What up, fellas?
All right, Maine, holla at me.
What up, everybody? How you doing? How you living?
Man, just nice and refreshed and chilling on that chill.
Man, y'all have no idea. Kids are gone.
Okay.
Word. Got a new attitude.
Yeah, he loving life right now.
Right, can't nothing bother me right now.
Josh, what's up, Josh?
Yo, what up? Peace, guys.
Yes, sir.
What up?
All right, man. So the boys, man, let me just get right into it. So this episode picks up where last week's episode left off. Last week we saw at the end Starlight was doing her broadcasting on her Instagram, talking about what's really going on with Homelander and Soulja Boy. This week starts off with the same thing, where it's in another video out, and then we see Ashley talking to the news director, and they're kind of spinning it and making it seem like Starlight is the bad person and got stuff going on. So, Maine, let me start with you, brother. What do you think about how Bot is trying to spin it? The whole Starlight story.
Honestly, man, this right here it's typical, typical damage control, put out fires kind of tactics. It's one of those things where when it happened, when all that stuff went down, I knew that they was gonna have some kind of way to spin it, or Ashley, or even my man Homelander was gonna try to spin it. That's what they do, and so it was par for the course for me in that regard. But it's interesting. It's just funny to me because you don't normally see them panicking like that. You know what I mean? So it was just funny. I got a good check out of seeing them just like running around trying to put out little fires here and there just to get on top of everything. And we're gonna see in a little bit down the line of who one person gets talked to add to that, to make that story all corroborate. So it was just funny to me to watch, man. But I thought it was again par for the course. What you do,
Josh? How you feel about Starlight and her post and Vough's counter reaction?
Absolutely. So I had a feeling, to Maine's point, just to piggyback that, it'd be business as usual, right? They forecast the, how favorable people will, see it, or how favorable will be in the stock exchange. So to me, it's Vault as usual. But at the same time, I think we all see the value, and we saw this when Homelander was starting to break before, Soulja Boy, right? But
fair.
You see the value of Stan Edgar. So
most definitely, you feel it too,
right?
I'm sure they feel it
because of the procedures and policies that he's implemented since the original Black Noir, right? They already have great habits, so they understand they have to spin things, and they understand that side, but they still don't understand how sausage is made. So I guess it's going to depend. What happens first? Either there's something that no one can deny, or they take control of the story and do what they're doing with Starlight.
All right, before I get my man Dave on that, you can hold off, Dave. Got my man Mr. E Money in the building.
It's your boy.
What's good, E?
What's good?
What's good, E? How you today, brother?
Good, brothers. Good, man.
All right.
Glasses, no shades today, huh?
Oh yeah, no, not today. I'm sure black eye.
Okay. So we were right talking about the beginning and Starlight still making her post and Vault trying to spin it there. Dave, what do you think about that whole thing, bro?
I thought it was like a good look at what like today's media looks like. Something major happens. You get one person telling one side of the story, and Vaught telling the other side of the story, like something that's completely opposite. Obviously, they strengthened Starlight's because they show the viewers actually what happened, and then they show Starlight at the actual scene, and then Vaught's not at the scene, and they got their own version of events of what happened. So it was really like a good look into like how today's media sides, I guess you want to call it, play out even in today's media. So yeah, I thought it was dope. I knew they were going to start right from the beginning of this episode with that, with them trying to spin this out of control. So It was dope. Nice setup for the episode.
E, you feel the same way about that?
Yeah, I definitely did. I like when it's like real like that, when it shows stuff like that. So it definitely worked for me. I actually
All
can't
right.
wait. Let's get in deep.
Yeah, we getting there. Literally the deep. But but
Did you
next
read the
week.
script, E?
Right.
You read the script, didn't you? I know what you did. I know what you was doing.
You see what he did there, right? Let's get
Yeah,
in deep.
I saw that. Somebody
but,
cheating.
but next we see Huey Butcher back at the Ledger's house, and Soulja Boy with some old chicks or whatever. I'm sure Dave might like them chicks. I don't know, but I was good on that.
Come on, man. I'm eating here, bro.
Yeah.
but anyway, but the point of it is they are looking for what's the guy's name? The mind guy? Anybody know his name?
Mindstorm.
Yeah.
Mindstorm.
Mindstorm. Yeah.
Yeah, Mindstorm. And then Huey figures out a way to go find Mindstorm by looking for his prescription. Then we see Maeve and Homelander in a much deeper scene, and where Maeve says, "Why don't you kill me?" Homelander is talking about harvesting her eggs. So let me go to Josh for, by the way, how you feel about that, Maeve and Homelander? Let's talk about that. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like she has lost hope because of her situation, and she knows how Vought is. She understands how sausage is made. She has no delusion, so she's kind of trying to accept, death head on. But we all know where the mental space that Homelander is at. You thought this was going to be easy? Come on now. So this is kind of like that. I was actually surprised. I was kind of naive by Maeve, to be honest. I was surprised she actually tried to make that human, humane plea, because I think everyone can see that the soup compound makes people more, let's say, psychopathic or narcissistic. Excuse me. So it makes you more of that. You like your version of that, right? So Homelander is all the way souped up with his one-track mind on only what he wants. So I thought it was naive by Maeve, but it was a great, powerful scene.
I'm gonna go to E. E, how you felt about the Maeve and Homelander scene, bro?
I liked it. I didn't, at first I didn't even know Maeve was in a cell like that.
Yeah, none of us did.
Yeah, that was that soup cell. Like that's a cell for just soup.
It was like the same one that Starlight was in last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Starlight should really know where she's at then, instead of.
Yeah.
But for me this season, and even with this episode, I feel like Homelander is showing me that he is more human than he thinks.
Oh, nice. Okay. May, let me ask you. Go ahead, Dave. Dave, you can eat. Go ahead, May.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just be that guy, because that's just what I do. So get ready. This was the first time I was very intrigued. This is the first time we saw female genitals. Did anybody catch that?
Oh,
This is the first time. No, this isn't the first time, or you didn't catch that?
I didn't catch it on the scene with Maeve and Homelander.
No, my boy when my man.
Oh, ladies, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So to me,
I wasn't looking in that direction.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
didn't see it.
Right? I'm just saying, right? Because usually, right, we've seen people in all kind of places, right? Mm-hmm. Most of them dudes. So when this happened, I was like, hey,
right,
hey, man. He gonna let this.
Now that man said that, I wouldn't be surprised if those were old porn stars.
All right. Hey, it probably was.
Y'all was checking out the Golden Girls.
No, listen, bro. All I was saying was
it's on IMDb. It's connected to Amazon, Mike.
You know what I'm saying? All I was saying was that I noticed that out of all the imagery we've seen, it's the first time. Because I even asked my wife. I was like,
"You asked your wife?"
Funny. I said, "Hey." I said, yo, check this out. I'm watching the show. Why don't you think they show that much stuff that has to do with the female, body or whatever? And it was a joke, but she looked at me and said, it's called The Boys. And I was like, But anyway, you know,
Your wife is
that
wise
was
beyond
good.
wise.
Oh, that
bro.
was good. But I thought that was interesting that they did that. But that was that, right? So that raised my eyebrow. Going back to the whole thing with Maeve and Homelander, it was I liked that scene because for a split second, right? One thing I like about Homelander, and we always talk about how when Homelander is on the scene, he takes over, he steals it.
Yeah.
I like those moments where even though you know he's a maniac and you know he's crazy, he has these moments where he somehow puts up a facade or a veneer and he sits down and have those heart-to-heart actual conversations, and he looks like he's being vulnerable and actually caring for somebody, and you kind of get roped in, and then he bullshits you again. He'd be like, I was just kidding. You know what I mean? I love those moments. He sat there and was like, no, I'm not gonna treat you like that, man. Like, come on, why would I do that to you? But I'm gonna harvest your eggs though. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just hits a switch, and it's just so dope to me how he has these moments where he pulls you in, and you just like, oh my god, is this gonna be another moment? And he plays you. But I like it. I like that the way that they write him and the way that he delivers those lines. Maeve, I think that she is getting to a point to where she's losing hope. And to me, it doesn't matter what you do to somebody. Once you start to take somebody's hope, they dead. Whether they alive physically or not, they're gone when you take their hope. And Maeve still found some solace and relished the fact that she saw him scared. So I thought that was pretty dope too. So they both in a way got a W in that exchange.
Word.
Dave, since you had dinner
Yes,
now,
sir.
let's go. What do you think about this thing, bro?
The first one, just pure hilariousness. I mean, to find out that Soulja Boy is a Jerry Jacker, it's just like.
By the way, Dave, I called it. I told you they was trying to throw shots at Cap because what was he doing the entire MCU storyline, chasing after Peggy Carter?
Oh, they was
throwing
throwing
shots.
shots.
I think I would have rather saw Peggy Carter naked.
They need love too. Okay,
like I didn't know that scene going from the vault thing, jumping over the 4 sagging dragons, was God. I laughed though. It was probably the funniest scene so far. The boys. It was definitely one of the most shocking. And then follow that up with the scene with Homelander and Maeve. I thought I was shocked. I thought Maeve was gonna be fucked up, not like killed, but like at least beaten, tortured, like because there's information that he wants to get from her, right? He knows that he's helping the enemy. So if you want info, I figured Homelander's way would be to beat the shit out of you, burn off an arm or something like that. But she is remarkably unscathed. I don't know if that's a side effect of her powers.
Because she's not scared to die.
Can't be harmed like that, or if he's really just trying to win her over with kindness, which he failed to do.
But how long has it been though, right? Like, is she healed?
Yeah, I mean, well, they never established that, but I gotta figure it's like maybe 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
But I think even to jump to an East point, I think that she's not scared to die. Maeve's been through a lot.
No,
of
she's
shit.
not. She said she was even training when she was training. She said that she's only training in hopes to give them a few seconds, right? To try to kill him.
Right.
So she's ready to buy it, honestly.
Right.
But I just didn't expect to see her in such good condition, to be honest. I expected her to be more fucked up. I'm still trying to figure out. Well, I guess he had Homelander's help, so I'm not even gonna try to figure that out no more. But I was gonna say how she got nabbed by Noir and not beat up. Like you just put a rag over your head, and next thing you know, you're in the damn fucking cell. Like that, if it's some fight or something that ensued, I would have loved to hear about that or at least see the ramifications of it. But it was still a great scene, powerful scene from both of them. And then when he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna harvest your eggs," like so matter of factly, it makes you seem like he's probably done some shit like this before.
All right, so then we get Butcher and Huey and Soulja Boy. They pull up to the woods where they know Mindstorm is at, and we get a scene where Butcher and Huey take more of the V, purposeful scene, and we see Butcher got the brain bleed coming a little bit, and then after that though I want to get the E because we see your boy Noir. And with some beans and shit. talking to fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit and shit.
Right, cartoons. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. But the first thing we see, because it's the second scene later, obviously, but we see that, they're trying to give him a pep talk and stuff like that, these cartoons. And apparently he is scared. He's scared of Soulja Boy. Like, he dipped on Homelander last week. So, how you felt about your boy, man, all that stuff, man?
Man, I'm hot at my boy being, a little intimidated like that. But when you see, wait, where are we? Where'd you stop at with the cartoons?
In the beginning, when he first get there with the beans and shit. Before
all right. Right. So I thought he was a nut. That shit gave me Deadpool vibes all the way. All the way. When I started seeing that, I was like, wow, this boy is really gone. I didn't even know he was going like that, though, for real. I just thought he couldn't talk.
Me neither.
Okay. Go ahead, man. Jump in there. How you feel about that, bro?
Yo, real talk. Like I had looked down to do something. I had looked up when that scene happened. So when I saw was like cartoon characters. So I literally started looking around like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the background. I'm like, what did I miss? So I had to go back a couple of seconds just to figure out what's going on. But that just made me realize that, yo, my man Noir is dealing with some stuff, and I think that which we're gonna find out. Well, for me, right, we're gonna find out later. But I think it's a coping mechanism. It's some way that his brain has just decided to function in some ways, and we'll see why. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, the hell's going on here? But it just gave me a clue into, man, dude is messed up big time.
Let me get back to Josh. Like I said, first with Huey and Butcher taking more of the V in the woods, and then Noir in that scene. How you feel about that, Josh?
Yeah, I just thought, eventually, guys, you probably do want to transition to the true compound V.
Right.
It to me doesn't make any sense, but it's a lot of cognitive dissonance there. It's like they're fighting what they allegedly hate, but there's a lot of self-discovery in there, and I'm curious to see how it turns out. But
Noir.
Noir, yes. And to be fair, yes, he's messed up mentally, but at the end of the day, if you betrayed Homelander and Soulja Boy, you would probably be in a fetal position as well, playing with cartoons, because literally the enemy of the enemy is my friend. So these two Goliaths literally have a reason to team up and kill you, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Dave, how you felt about both of those scenes, bro?
So the first scene was
Butcher when they first got to the woods.
So they get to the woods, take them more to Compound V. I was just kind of part of the status quo. As far as them always getting Soulja Boy high, I thought that shit was funny. He was like, you always buy a big ass bag.
Soulja Boy is fucking hilarious, by the way.
He's killing that role right now.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. And then seeing how out there Black Noir is, I don't know. I was confused because I was like, are we watching shit from inside his mind, or is this his power to bring fucking cartoons to life?
Nah, it's in his mind.
It's in his mind. That's what I was thinking. So I knew it was in his mind, but I was like, that was one of my first thoughts. I was like, what? Like, are these motherfuckers his homies that he secretly goes to hang
right.
They are his homies though.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought they were like real like homies. I was about to be like, come on, boy, don't go this route. So definitely was a mind game that's going on in his head. He's trying to figure out how to cope with this, and it's nice that they finally gave us a Black Noir, origin story. Do you want to call it that?
Yeah,
right.
I think that's also crazy too, because in addition to that, man, I think that regardless of what's going on, right, you see two sides of his brain, the two, like both psyches fighting and clashing, right? Because he's like, you gonna make it all right, and he just pick up the chair, man, I don't want to hear that shit, and go over there and sit down on the other side, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then glance over and see if it's still there, and you're like, all right, like I have to figure this stuff. I don't know what's going on, but I gotta figure this out. And in a way, he's trying to cheer himself up through this alternate, way of seeing things, and he ain't with it. So that's also interesting too.
And you know what? Now that you brought that up, I kind of feel like when he was talking to them and the stuff they were saying to him, I feel like he's gonna be somebody's kryptonite, yo. I'm telling you.
Well, technically, he already has been.
Yeah, right.
Well, as we move through this episode, you'll see that start to come to fruition. What he's saying. He's kind of like on the right track with that.
That beaver, that's the same beaver that he drew in episode 4 when he was drawing and stuff like that. Actually.
Yep.
It was crazy. But
that was good catch, Mike. Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
I'm starting to think he was he's one of those kids kind of like 11 in Stranger Things where he got experimented on as a kid and then had these, PTSD issues growing up, which led him to become a superhero with the type of powers and I guess power set he has. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, that would make a lot of sense because you got to remember, Noir is from he was born in like the 50s, 60s. He had to have been if he was a full-fledged hero by the 80s.
Exactly. And who's the lady again who's watching Ryan? Like, what if she's
Mallory
handler? What if Mallory's her handler back when she was in the CIA or something?
Well, Mallory and him know each other from that flashback.
They know each other,
scene.
you can tell they know each other,
Right.
Yeah, they definitely know each other from the flashback scene. They showed it. She's the one who found Noir all fucked up with his head half blown off.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it was blown off.
Well, it wasn't.
No, that shit was fucked up, bro. That wasn't blown off, but it was like missing chunks. What I mean, like half blown off.
We'll get to that, but speaking of people who has fucked up head trauma, so we're going through the woods there, and with Soulja Boy, Huey, and Butcher with the regular commentary, and Soulja Boy steps in the wrong direction, and then a bomb blows off and stuff like that. Butcher gets knocked down, then Mindstorm comes and uses power on him, and now he's trapped in this cycle of nightmares from his life that'll eventually kill him. So let me holler at May. How you felt about this whole thing? How it's playing out there with Butcher and the Mind Dream?
Real talk, like I thought that was actually pretty dope. Especially since I'm a big Marvel / X-Men guy. Having somebody who can manipulate reality like that, even if it's contained, that's incredible to me. And even when my man Soulja Boy was like, he told Huey was like, well, what the hell's gonna happen? So he said, oh well, he's gone. Like he's gonna die of dehydration. He's done. He's not getting up. I don't care if you slap him, rain, nothing. He's done. He's finished. Let him go. I thought that somebody with that move set, like that power set, how is he still around? Like how is he still out like roaming free? You know what I mean? Like he's one of those kind of people. Well, like even if he had a bad day like that, you want to keep him somewhere close, like on site somewhere, because that power set was ridiculous. But I thought that whole sequence was actually pretty cool. It was a nice little action-packed sequence, and it was just like it went from 1 second to then boom, like he was out, he was gone. I thought that was really dope how they set that up, man. And then oh boy knew what was going on. He got the hell up out of there. And of course, other things happened. I thought that was a nice sequence of events.
Well, before I move on, any thoughts on what's going on inside of Butcher's head with his brother and stuff like that?
I think that this is where, and we talked about it before the show, this is where we see those deeper emotional kind of that aspect of Butcher that we've been getting pieces of, right? We heard about what happened when he was younger and earlier seasons, but now we're getting into it. And now I think it's dope because it seemed like the showrunners or the writers wanted both us as the viewers and Butcher to have no escape. Like we're confronting this right now. And I thought it was really well done how they did that. And what other way to do it than in a nightmare, in a loop that you can't get out of. So I thought that was really dope. And he's the man he is because of the man he witnessed and the man that he lived with, which is insane. He just talks about cycles and everything. It talks about it just puts everything into perspective about cycles. And that man is crazy, right? He's in a loop within a loop.
Mm-hmm. Josh, how you feel about all that?
Oh yeah, Maine put that perfectly. Like I'm not gonna try to like that's literally what it is. So that was masterful, brother, man. That was Jedi Knight Sith Lord S. That was dope.
Okay.
But at the same time, I would say in the what happened in that beginning scene that you just said, Mike? The first part.
They went through the woods. They stepped on like a mine, and it got blown
out. That part was like, come on, only a soup named Soulja Boy sets off a tripwire. Come on.
Wow. Yes.
The irony.
Damn, I burnt my damn self.
Let me. Let me ask you, how you felt about Mindstorm and his powers, and also the whole thing in Butcher's mind? What's going on?
So I like Mindstorm Powers, but like I said, with powers like that, I feel like you have to be a certain distance to use to be, you know what I mean, to use that type of stuff. But I did like what he did to Butcher. Now my problem, what was Butcher's brother name?
Lenny.
We smoking Lenny Pack today. but yeah, you know, Lenny, man, he left Lenny and I didn't know it was that rough for Butcher for real. Like I didn't know his dad. Like they showed it and touched on it, but it didn't seem that bad to where, you know, his brother had to do all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see why Butcher's a piece of shit.
That's facts. Did it remind anyone else of Moon Knight? It reminded me of that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
That's what
added
it
some of
was. That's what it was. Good call.
With his mom and shit. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Dave, how you felt about all that Mindstorm and Butcher's dream? Basically.
Well, yeah, the first thing I started thinking of was another. He's got literally the same exact powers as another. First off, Soulja Boy stepping on the mine to set everything off.
Right.
Tripping the wire or hitting the tripwire. I think we're starting to see now because Huey already called him on his shit. So we're starting to see now that he's not the soldier that he was made out to be. He was more a soldier in front of cameras and shit than he was an actual soldier being in war and shit. So I don't know how far his actual military training goes.
Right.
As far as Mindstorm's powers, there's another character from like Image Comics, from a group called Jupiter's Legacy named Brainwave, which is funny. He does the exact same thing. He traps you in a psychic painting forever, and will just leave you there.
Oh, that was on that show, yeah.
Yeah, it was on that show. Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah, he was on Netflix. Yeah,
on Netflix. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting as well. I'm glad we started to get to see a little bit of Butcher's backstory as well. Because that's for now. We've been sitting here through almost 4 seasons now. This is season 4 or 3. 3.
Right.
So we've been 3 seasons without the main character's origin story yet.
We got it.
Like, bro, like
you
gotta start telling these stories, man. So it was nice to get a little bit of backstory on Butcher, see where he came from, what his motivations are, why he's such an asshole.
Right.
It's nice to see him using the word cunt from like an early age. That shit is funny. He got it from his father because his father called everybody a cunt too, apparently. So, but yeah, that was good, man. I like origin stories when they're well told.
And how he chipped the teacher with a damn stapler, which is crazy.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of that
right.
Put in work.
He beat the shit out of that teacher with that.
That was crazy. Work.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I'd have quit my job after that shit, bro. Sorry to tell you.
Hell yeah.
You can't even go back for the lack of respect. Everybody would laugh at you.
Not even that, bro. You're gonna switch to using tape from here on out.
Paper clips. I want paper clips, goddamn.
I mean, every time somebody staples something, you're gonna have a flashback.
Yep.
Man, listen.
I would be that guy too, E. I'd be that guy that every time he walk by, I got something to staple. It don't matter what it is.
That's just why I'm quitting my job after that shit.
Straight up,
I'm gonna be the one laughing, gassing it up.
All right.
I'll be coming there and be like, boss, you got any staples?
I know. Like anybody gonna go to Staples after work?
Everybody go to Staples? Why would they went over to Staples?
You see what happened to Lenny, right? Y'all saw what happened to Lenny.
That'd be him and the boss side by side, yo.
Right.
So the next thing, guys, where Frenchie and Kimiko shows up to where MM and Starlight is at, and this is where Kimiko asks Starlight, can she go get the actual V, because she realizes that, you know, she wants to be a soup again, and that she needs the power to protect her loved ones. And you know, later on we find out, we just lump it together, that she felt like she couldn't protect Frenchie when shit went down, so she wants him back. So let me start with Josh, right? You thought about the whole thing with Kimiko and her decision there.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting that a lead female character felt it was necessary to protect their significant other physically. I thought that was very interesting, considering the demographics at the moment. That's number one. Number two, we all knew that she was going to get it back. So I wouldn't go far as say
Right.
it's calling it a plot device, but basically it's like we knew it was gonna happen somehow, right? And it's so easy for Butcher and Huey to take the temporary, and then it was just so easy for Kimiko just to get the real one. So of course they're creating that the imagery for a eventual payoff. So that's how I viewed it. So I thought that part was cool.
All right, E, how you felt about that part?
What part are we on again?
Well, Kimiko started to get her powers back. Go get the
See, I felt they was giving us that anyway because I felt that was going to happen because she was like, "Yo, I realized I was the killer the whole time. It wasn't the powers, it wasn't the V, it was me. All right, so that means you're going to inject yourself and get your shit back then because now you know what you got to do." So I kind of was waiting for that to happen in the first place. I'm kind of glad it happened because her with no powers seems like she was being a way more than just getting shit handled. So yeah, I liked it. It was good. It was good. It was good for her art.
What are your thoughts on her decision and why she did it, man?
Well, for me, it was interesting because it's kind of one of those things that it was an example of what happens when you take something for granted. And in her case, even though we get to the reason why she had her powers, but you start to think that what you have or what you can do, your skill set, your thoughts, your actions, the things that you do, they're a hindrance, they're a burden. They get in the way more than they help somebody until it's gone and you realize how much of an asset you were or they were, right? And I think that that's what happened, was that she thought that she didn't want it. She took for granted the fact that she was helping a lot of people, regardless of her past, regardless of all those things, all those other factors that are valid. But it was just being directed in a different way. And now that she's been with them and now she knows what it's like to not have them, to not have those powers and still feel like you need to protect people, she realized it hits different. It ain't the same. And so now she's like, now that I'm at a place where I'm at now, where I see what life is like, how different it is, and how much of a gift in a way this is, now I want to do something different. I want to go ahead and take matters into my own hands this time. And people may not agree with that, but sometimes that's what it takes to protect the people that you love. So I thought it was a great scene. I thought it was a great story that they're telling with her.
Okay. Dave, any thoughts on that, on her?
Well,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she was smoking, bro. She seemed like she did a pretty good job protecting him. She whipped their ass without that V. Like straight up. But I know what she means. I know what she means. She wants to feel like when she was on the V, she felt like she was so much stronger, and she was like the Rock. Whenever a killing blow was going to come to a team member, she could take it and absorb that and keep somebody else alive. So I definitely feel where she's coming from on that. Being in the same situation, I probably want the same thing. As far as like her, I mean, that's her only motivation really for wanting the V now. But yeah, that's that was pretty much all I thought about that scene. I didn't really have much thought about that other than that. Cool.
All right. Well, as E said, let's get deep. So now we're talking about the Beef and his wife, and this crazy scene where he asked the wife for a threesome with Octopus, and she agrees, even though she didn't want to, and just couldn't do it at the end of the day. And then she wound up leaving him, and you see her kind of letting her know that I put you on. He's like, I'm not gonna do it by myself. She said, let's see, So E, what you think about that scene, bro?
What a noodle! What a noodle! His career is done. That's one. How he didn't read between the lines about how she felt about the first octopus she made you eat when you was boning there and looking at that shit in the tank. Right. So I don't know why he ain't put that together. That really shows you how slow that man is. And he's about to tear it up. Now he's about to fuck it up. Without her, he's about to fuck it up. Cause she definitely had him on point, but I got sick of her. I was sick of her anyway. You know what I mean? If it was up to me and I was his man's, I'd make him pick the octopus over her anyway. So
hilarious.
It worked.
Dave, man, how you felt about this typical boy stuff here?
Deep is shot out, bro. He is straight shot out. I'm almost waiting for him to be like next on Fish Hub, and he gonna be on there boating like 12 different fish.
Look in the mirror doing this.
Right.
You gotta give his wife. You gotta give his wife props that she gave it at least the go college try, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
She tried. It would have been funny to see her try to do some shit with the fucking thing, like suck it on the tentacle or something. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. He's just so shot out, yo. Yeah, but it was funny as
fuck. What do you think of the repercussions of her leaving him now? No?
I honestly, I don't see what the hell she did for him to begin with, other than just telling him do this, do that. Like, he would have ate that octopus anyway, because Homelander uttered that now famous line, "Eat fucking Timothy." That's what made him eat Timothy, not that damn text. That look at Homelander eye made him eat Timothy. So, right. But he's definitely shot the fuck out, bro. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what repercussions come of it, or if he fucks this up himself, or how he's gonna fuck it up. But we all know he's a train wreck already. So
Josh,
now it's just a matter of time.
What are your thoughts on that in Deep now without her?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with everyone else. Total car crash, train wreck, waiting to happen. But with the Deep, he has a special affinity for really fucking up at the worst time. So I could totally see, because remember, he is the head of a national security. Well, in terms of their intelligence, so he fired everybody. And then it's going to come time for, Homelander to need to see someone and ask for data in the previous, even if it's like a yesterday or a week ago, and he's going to be like, wait, what? He going to chip the octopus in front of him, make him start crying, things like that. And then he just might, I think Homelander at this point might just burn his head off.
Took that shit right out my head. Yes. I really do. I think he's done either way. Career wise, it's gonna crash and end. He's dead.
Okay.
If not, superhero wise, they're gonna kill him. We smoking deep packs.
As a matter of fact, his role might go to A-Train.
Right.
We'll definitely get the A-Train. Maine, what's your thoughts on that situation, bro?
All right, so I actually see things a little bit different than everybody else.
That's why I like you on the show, bro.
I think that he knew, he was starting to get an idea what was going on. He started to see that she was getting a little too comfortable steering that ship. And he felt like something was going on. So I think he set that whole thing up to test her, just to see what would happen. Because if you saw his response, when she said what she said, it was kind of as if he was like, got your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he kind of responded in a way saying like, see, I knew you was going to say something like that. Because he felt it. The meeting when he had, when he was like looking at her and she was talking a certain kind of way and he was looking at her and kind of like side-eyeing her, he knew what was going on. And so this was a way of him kind of like breaking free to be on his own, because I think that he feels deep down inside, he knows he fucking up. So he wants to see if he can do it on his own. He don't want no outside interference. He knows he ain't the smartest fish in the school, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to understand like where his place is. He knows it in a way that the whole A-Train thing, right? But now the block is hot because now he's setting himself up to be either sink or swim. Jeez, the puns. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that he set that up on his own to test the waters. Another one, jeez. So it's like, so it's all on him. I think that he set that up. He knew what he was doing. And he's trying to now find his own way because he didn't like the route while it was producing results. He didn't like the fact that he wasn't the one spearheading that. Another one. You know what I mean? So so it's just, I think that's what it is. He knew what he was doing. It just it may take some time for us to see.
I think Maine wrote that whole shit. Maine was coming like good. pun.
Yo, you know what I mean? It was just, there she blows. You know what I mean? But I think that he definitely had something to do with that. It was on his own.
Okay. Next, we see Huey and Soulja Boy, and they're back and forth. And Soulja Boy slaps Huey like he said he would, and he kept talking. And then they run up on the nun and the pastor there, and then the priest and the nun. And Soulja Boy tried to tell him, "Look, this dude could control their minds, so they're probably not real." Huey didn't believe him, and they wasn't. They wasn't legit, and they wound up killing him. I don't know who got the noise in the background,
That's me.
Okay. So and Huey didn't believe him, and he wound up killing him, and moving on forward and stuff like that. And then we get Homeland, a couple that's in Homeland at this rally for this prospective president. And instead of talking about the campaign, he's on a launch talking about the media and Starlight. So Josh, let me ask you these things. What do you think about these scenes, bro?
Yeah, again, as we said in the opening, that Homelander was always going to do that. So to me, it made sense. He wanted to, control the narrative the best way he thought. So he did it that way. And then what was the other scene? The first scene?
Oh, with the where Soulja Boy spotted the priest and the nun being controlled by Mindstorm, and Huey didn't realize it.
Yeah, I mean, Huey has always been naive, so it's regardless if he has superpowers or not, he's still going to be Huey at the end of the day. So yeah, that's how I see. I see that Starlight's words is not the V, it's you type of thing that was kind of being demonstrated.
That's true. Hey, we talking about those scenes, bro.
This is why I wanted none of that stuff to happen to Mother's Milk and happen to Huey, because Huey always, like, how many times do you go on missions with these guys and you got to be the one to complain about something, and he just told you what it was.
Right.
And you've been around him for a while. He don't seem to be no jiving ass liar. He just be straight up. He's straight up. He can kill people. He's strong enough, so he's straight up honest. So I don't see why this.
Not only that, he got a history with Mindstorm for many years, so he would know.
Right, he's telling
if they could put.
Make sense.
Yeah, people under control. I think that was really what thinking to me.
He ain't jiving nobody, brother.
He's
trying to sign your pity on the running kind.
Sarate,
my name.
Right on.
Sarate.
Oh man, how you felt about that scene, and also Homelander at the rally there?
So the first scene with the priest and the nun, it was interesting because, like, to me, I think that Soulja Boy is just as reckless at times as somebody else we know.
Mm-hmm.
But this was one of those moments where he was actually right. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't just rushing in. He knew what he was talking about. And I think that was the dope thing about this, is that it reminded me like one of those buddy cop movies with like Burt Reynolds or something like that, A Cop and a Half or something like that, when,
Magnum P.I.?
or Magnum P.I., right? Tom Selleck. You know what I mean?
Selleck.
Like one of them, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you think that the grizzled veteran is just talking out his ass, but this one time he knows what he's talking about. Like, no, I know what that is. And I thought, like, to what you guys were saying about Huey, he's so naive, and actually a part of him is starting to, like a lot of people probably are, he's starting to doubt the authenticity of Soulja Boy, right? Mm-hmm. He's starting to doubt a lot of things about him. So that gives him even further credence to say what he has to say and call him out. Mm-hmm. It's just that in this situation, he was wrong. He might have some points in some other areas, but this time he was like, nah. Like you always saying, like, he been around Mindstorm. Right. He know what he do. So he wouldn't know, he wasn't jiving nobody. Basically, is what I wanted to say. He ain't jiving nobody. He wasn't jiving.
and he know he need the backup. You
know what I'm saying?
He's telling you, like, yo. Like,
I did like when he said, keep talking, I'm going to slap you. And he said, I told you I was going to slap you. That shit be cracking.
Hey, he did. He was like, oh, I told you.
Lucky you got the temporary knee.
Yeah.
Because, bro, but it was quick, though. He was like, and he was like,
Told you.
Yo, Mindstorm is basically, Thanos with the reality stone, for crying out loud.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, this dude is no joke. That's what I'm saying. How are you somebody like that roam free?
Yeah, I'm surprised Bob didn't have them. Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Dave, you still there? Or are you over there having lunch or dessert? I guess you're not there.
Second lunch.
All right. We're gonna move forward there. Next week after the rally, Homelander gets ran up on after he's drinking milk from the cow. From
the udder, Mike, straight from the udder.
From another mother milk.
Right.
Mother's milk.
From Victoria, and she wound up like running up on him, like, "Yo, what's going on with you?" And you slipping. And he like, "Hold on, you forgot who the fuck I am?" And he starts choking her up and shit like that. And she gives her she gives him an address to kind of fall back. Josh says you laugh. What you thought about this whole thing?
He was like,
it reminds me about E said about the deep. We wait till they deep in that situation.
Right.
This is sink or swim, baby. You're treading water. Step it up.
That's it.
She was real cocky though at first. He was like, "Hold on."
Right.
But it's kind of like she had to do that in order to see who Homelander actually is, because they haven't really used each other's powers around each other too much.
Right.
So she had to test to see what type of access she has, kind of like Stan Edgar would do.
Mm-hmm. I got you. E, how you felt about that?
I actually like that because she's real powerful, but see, what I feel like Homelander keeps forgetting about is what Stan Edgar told him about her.
Yeah.
I taught her well.
Yeah.
So she's still dangerous in other ways besides just blowing your head. So like, I mean, I know he's trying to rule it with fear, but I think that's going to backfire a little bit.
Okay. I'm thinking about Boba Fett right now. Ruling with fear. I am Boba Fett. That's all I should say. But anyway, man,
remember when I said about him being human? Like, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like getting caught lacking over there, sitting there playing with udders and shit. Like, come on, bro, what the fuck?
Man, how you felt about that scene, bro?
Man, first off, man, my man Homelander is gone. Homelander is gone. But I think that it was actually pretty bold of her to run up on him like that. Even I was like, no, it's either one of two ways it's gonna work. It's gonna work out. Either you gonna get hemmed up, or you gonna make some sense. one of the two. You know what I mean? Because this ain't gonna look good. Because she literally like low key like loped up on him, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, hold on now, wait a minute, back it up a little bit.
Right.
But she had a reason for doing what she was doing. Yeah. And I think that like y'all said, I think that it's also just interesting that she chose her spot. Say what you want to say, but after that speech, she knew now was the time. Mm-hmm. Now is the time to confront him. Now is the time to have this little deal, and now we're gonna figure out where we stand with each other. I'm gonna show you my cards, and you gonna show me yours. And at the end of this, we're gonna work together for now. But I think that it was a smart move for her to do that, and I think that because of what's going on, not right. I think that everybody, and we're gonna see this, right? I think we're seeing shades of it now. Everybody is kind of in a weird way extorting Homelander because they know that he's on the fence,
right?
They know that he's in a state of just panic, and he got his head on a swivel. But if you're looking this way, you can't be looking this way. So I'm gonna come in from this way, and I'm gonna talk to you. And then I think that all these people are taking advantage of him, and I think it's an interesting predicament that he's in. But that was one of the first things that for me let me know that really, okay, he's slipping. He's starting to, like, his guard is coming down because he's being ruled by fear.
Or he's trying to rule by fear. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's trying to rule by fear, but now that he knows this whole thing about Soulja Boy, now he's trying to rule by fear, but also he's driven by fear.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. Yeah. Because someone who is his power barometer, Maeve doesn't fear him at all. So that's kind of like him messed up. He messed up.
And then somebody asked him, did he have a black eye?
Yeah, Maeve.
Yeah, Maeve.
He was wearing makeup. That's right.
Yeah, he's wearing whatever it's called. I don't know what they use.
Concealer.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know what they use.
I just remember what she said. She was like, is that concealer?
Yeah, he hit that Sephora, that Ulta sale.
Dave, we're talking about Vicky running up on Homelander, him kind of choking her out a little bit, and her making a deal with him. How you feel about that?
If the phrase "I'm gonna put you in your place" was a scene, that was it. she came in there with all that power and all that stank, like how she talked to Edgar. And she thought she was in the mouth off of Homelander, bro. He caught that up. And then the rally, bro. I don't know that other than Alec Baldwin, I don't know if there's anyone that does a better impression of Donald Trump, bro. Other than Homelander, bro. I'm dead ass serious, bro. I thought I was watching a Trump rally for a second. I said, wait a minute, rub my eyes. He's wearing a Homelander costume. Oh, that's Homelander.
My man, gone.
So from that, and then old boy bringing the little girl to the rally, like, okay, so you already know Homelander. Nobody knows Butcher's team. He knows who they are. So if he knows who his little girl is and he sees her at a rally, he could have easily snatched her up.
Oh, easily.
Right? Like he really put her ass in danger. Unknowingly, obviously, but still, regardless, it's still danger. But then when he snaps Vicky up, oh boy, I was like, I know ain't no popping that head. Straight up. If she wanted to try to pop his head, ain't no popping that head. Only one head was gonna pop.
Real. She went from this to this. And I was like,
for real. After that, she's like, and then did we find out? Maybe my memory's a little fucked up from all that fucking deep pack, but did we find out what he gave her? What she gave him?
It was the address.
The address for
probably Ryan. I'm thinking, me personally.
Ryan.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh well.
About to get real.
If that's the case, then episode 8's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think he's gonna get Ryan to lure out Butcher. Me personally, that's what I think will happen.
So he's gonna be like, "Don't hurt your grandson," because Ryan is his kid.
Yo, Ryan's
Homelander's kid, and Homelander.
I know, but Butcher loves Ryan though. Homelander knows that, but Butcher loves Ryan. Homelander knows that. So I think
of course, yeah.
So I think Homelander going to use Ryan to lure out Butcher.
Right. I mean, he really doesn't have to lure him out. He literally flew to his balcony in the beginning of the scene. Like Butcher's not exactly hiding. He's just
right now. But right now, remember he asked May, "Where are they?" He don't know where they at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just shout out to one of our standout, Mr. Urbanwell. What's good, Mr. Urbanwell?
What up?
In the building.
All right, next scene, guys, is A-Train in the hospital. Wakes up, he got old boy's heart inside of him, Blue Hawk's heart. And Ashley's there. And she like, listen, we're gonna spend it. We're gonna say it was all Starlight's fault. And you're gonna help us with that. And then we're gonna do a whole backstory.
That's a Josh.
We'll get Tom Hanks to play a coach. Talk about how you was slanging that yayo, and then you became a superhero like that. When she said slanging that yayo, I was laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hey, how you thought about that scene with A-Train, bro? Stuff like that.
Man, I thought, I was like, redemption time. That's what I'm getting from it. Except for, I just hope he do this right, man. I hope he really does this right. And I feel like now that things is going to be better for him with his powers and stuff like that, shouldn't he be less scared of Homelander?
No.
Right? Is Homelander as fast as him?
I mean, I don't know about that.
Right? I mean, he's got to stop running sometime. I guess that's the way he looks at it.
Yeah,
I got to stop running. I got to
so.
sleep sometime. And Homelander will find my ass.
Okay. That's fair.
Then we go to Josh. How you felt about him? He got a Blue Hawk's heart now, and his next steps there with A-Train.
I mean, I have to agree with E because at the end of the day, he wakes up and essentially Ashley gives him like a golden, press parachute, like Mr. A-Train in Africa. You sound out like that. She's giving you exactly what you want. That's exactly in your wheelhouse. But to E's point, when he wakes up, you can already tell by the energy in the room and by his face expression that he's not really on board with that anymore. So I like to see that, to everyone's point, he can have a very interesting character arc towards the end of the season, maybe beyond. So it's going to be very interesting. And I don't know if Homelander is faster than him, but I feel like I'm not sure how he perceives time yet. That could be a power set he's not even aware he has.
Well, before we go to the next person, Mr. Irwell said the Flash bullied Superman a few times in flights. Since they are replica superheroes, Shane should be able to spin Homelander around a few times.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Which is
Right.
what
That's
I'll
what
okay.
I'm
So I'll
saying.
save my stuff for. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Point.
important to note though that when Flash did that and punched Superman, that shit was like getting hit by raindrops for Superman.
Yeah. But I bet
Flash
at the
has
same
no
time,
semblance
right?
of like he has no semblance of super strength, so it just
But
basically
Right.
Homelander
felt like he
isn't
was in a
as
rainstorm.
strong. But
Here's the
Homelander isn't as strong as Superman though.
you know what though? It's not even that, right? It's
He's
we
kind
looking at it.
of the boy's Superman right now.
Well, we
Yeah.
looking at it differently. We looking at it differently. So y'all say that's not gonna mean nothing in a situation where he needs to be distracted. It's gonna mean everything.
Right.
So that little scene, that little moment, even if it feels like he getting hit by gnats, if he getting distracted and swatting them, he did his job.
That's facts.
So I think we're gonna see him like we talked about the redemption arc. He gonna play a role in taking him down whenever that time comes. For sure.
Yeah, let's go.
What you think, Dave, about that and about him having the Blue Hawk's heart and the whole thing with Ashley and stuff?
I don't think personally, and maybe this is just where I come from growing up. You don't whisper it to another man's ear, "I'll tell Homelander you did something," and then redeem yourself. There's no redemption from that, bro. Like A-Train, I don't know how A-Train's gonna escape. He could escape the how do I put this? The stigma of being like a sellout, but he can't escape the stigma of being a coward. To me, Homelander, I think he knows, regardless of his super speed or not, Homelander will chip his ass up. Otherwise, he probably would have been a little bit more brash with Homelander throughout seasons 1 and 2. But I think it's very clear from the rip, from day one, episode 1, every member of the 7 was scared to death of Homelander, and for good reason. So, as far as A-Train's redemption arc, I don't see him going along with Ashley's plan.
I didn't get a scary like Black Noir didn't give me he was.
Well, Black Noir doesn't give off any kind of vibe. That's kind of like been his MO for 3 seasons. But everybody else knows what Homelander can do. All right, Maeve left a whole fucking plane full of fucking women and children on Homelander.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So she was considered at that time the second strongest member of the group outside of Noir. So
right, she can't fly.
No, it wasn't nobody there. Wasn't nobody there on that group trying to push Homelander other than Starlight, and she's stupid for that because she'll get pieced up too. So yeah, I mean, as far as A-Train's redemption story, I don't think there really could be.
Compared to
maybe he could help Homelander.
Hey, you reading this, Dave? They coming at your theory.
Homelander flew towards Soulja Boy. He was kind of slow compared to A-Train and Dragon Blue. Well, yeah, he didn't fly at I'm not gonna say that he's faster. Like Flash is faster than Superman, but Superman just has to land one punch and it's over. It's like me fighting a midget. You know what I mean? A midget can probably run circles around me and shit, but the moment I catch him, it's dead time.
Nah, not that type of speed though. That's some speed to be trying to hit.
He said, "Give me
it's the whole thing. You got to catch me first.
Right. Speed with no strength is good for somebody when you're trying to.
He's still kind of strong though. He still got super strength. They all got super strength.
Yeah, he got
no, A-Train don't got no super strength.
They all got super strength.
Probably not in the.
A little bit.
I don't think he got enough super strength to hurt Homelander. Put it like that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, because literally, here's the whole basis of this season has been them trying to find someone or something that could possibly match Homelander. And they told him that Soulja Boy, the one main thing that they were looking for, might not even kill him.
I think to Main's point, I think A-Train can help out. Let's say at a group fight,
he can maybe distract him with something. To me, that's not redemption. I never.
Kind of like how Shorty was chipping Icarus and Eternals, the fast jaw. Remember how she was? Same shit or whatever.
Yeah, but same shit. She wasn't as strong as Icarus either.
So the whole redemption part is him being able to pretty much play his.
You think
part
he's gonna die doing it?
Nah, here's my thing.
He got that good heart now.
If that was the case, he would have died. They would let him die. I think that to me it'll be a waste for them to bring him back with a Soup's heart and then be like, all right, next episode you out of here, bro.
He ain't gonna die, yo.
You gone.
Nah. That would be bad writing if they did it, honestly.
And here's the thing. Here's another thing.
Even then, in my eyes, I can't redeem him for anything.
And I respect that, but here's another thing that I pay attention to, especially when it comes to writing. I think that when they put emphasis and they put focus on a certain character who's just gone through something, they got a purpose now. They're going to play a role later on. It's foreshadowing. So if we thought he was dead and he comes back somehow and he has a soup's heart and he can use his powers again, they're building up towards him being useful or doing something in some kind of way. It just has to make sense that way. So I think that regardless of how everything may seem right now, I think that long game, A-Train is going to be one of those deciding factors in whatever happens when it comes down to either taking care of Homelander or should things go south, Soulja Boy.
The only thing I'm going to say otherwise is that Ashley in that hospital room with A-Train told him that he had to rehab for like a few months in order for the transplant to take. So this whole fight between Homelander, this is going to be in a few. Looks like it's going to be in a couple days.
It could be months. Next season, honestly.
That's Oh, if they do that shit, I'm gonna be so pissed. No.
I mean, with A-Train, I think it'll be next season when he finally has his redemption. Honestly.
Oh, so he's not gonna help him in this fight.
Nah, and that's what I think. That's what I think is dope. I think because we're seeing him now, right? And I think that's always the dopest thing that happened. Even as a wrestling fan, it happens, right? A wrestler gets injured, right? You see a promo of him rehabbing. You don't see it for months. Your mind gets taken off of him. You're not worried about that wrestler no more until Royal Rumble or an event.
The music hits,
and boom. So I think that we got a glimpse of him. We're gonna wait till next season, probably even the middle of the season. We're gonna see A-Train, and it's gonna make an impact. I'm telling you, if it don't, it don't. But I'm just saying it will.
Right.
You about to have me bet on live.
He got a Blue Hawk heart
for real.
And Blue Hawk was strong. So
I thought Blue Hawk's heart was shredded.
Nah, he got a whole heart.
Nah, he had a whole heart. Yeah, he just shredded everything else.
All right, well, let's move forward, guys, and let's talk about your boy Noir. He had this whole sequence. They show him the flashback. He played by the cartoons. We see that Soulja Boy was a bully. He was shipping the whole squad, including Noir. They was all shook at him and stuff like that. And then we see Edgar come over with the plan to kind of take out Soulja Boy, and Noir agrees to it at the time, and we see how the whole thing plays out in the flashback. Let me holler at Josh. How you felt about the whole thing and Noir's flashback there?
Oh yeah, that was great. Context of just the background story, how everything ended up, but through the lens of how let's say disturbed Black Noir is right now. So I thought that was good. That was very authentic to have it that way. And I feel like it was also foreshadowing because, again, Stan Edgar isn't dead. He hasn't been resting on his laurels in the background. I mean, I'm sure he's going to present himself at the right time, similar to Victoria and Homelander with the Udder. And I think, with people like A-Train and Huey and Butcher, those are two different X factors. The tide might be changing here. You never know.
All right, May, how you felt about the whole thing of Noir's flashback with the cartoons, bro?
So, like I said, I think that this was him. So put it like I'll go back and use it as an example. I know somebody who went through something traumatic when they were younger, and what the brain does, what the mind does, and I'm sure you guys are aware too. It can put up a safeguard to block itself or block that person from recalling those actions of that trauma. Mm-hmm. So you end up having moments where you honestly cannot remember, right? There's things you just are hazy, you don't understand, you don't know. And I think that's what we saw. We saw that wall being broken down and saying, listen, this is what happened to you. This is why you did what you did. But we here now. That's where we at now. So what are we gonna do? We got you out. We gonna show you what happened. We got you in this mess. We can get you out, but we need you to see what happened to you, so that way you understand why you're doing what you're doing and why you're in this situation that you're in. So I thought that it was really, really interesting to take a look at the psyche of not just a person who is a soup, but the psyche of a person who's a soup and has a fractured mind is very fascinating. That we see these two sides of him clashing, but at the same time they're clashing, but in a way to become whole. And it was just interesting to see, and the way that they use the cartoons could be his childhood. It could be something that makes it easily digestible for him. But it's just crazy how all of that transpired, and he's like, for me, I still get nothing from him. Like, it's really weird. Like you said, like you don't get nothing from Black Noir, whether it's now the Black Noir we see now, but because of that, even after all that he went through, I still am trying to figure out, like, what the hell what's he gonna do? What's his response? How does he feel about it? And we don't know, but we do know that he now knows the truth, or now is.
I agree. Hold on, my fault, man. I agree with your. I was gonna say, I think you'll see Noir get his redemption on Soulja Boy from all those years of torment.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
Hell
episode 8. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or I think Noir be there trying to help the boys out with the whole.
That's why I said he's the kryptonite.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I do want to talk about what we saw. So Dave, how do you feel about the flashback and what we saw actually? Soulja Boy actually like being a bullet all back then.
Very original way to do the flashback. I like that. I'm glad we got it too, because since I saw that first flashback scene, it's always been gnawing at me what the hell happened. I'm like, how the Russians could just take him out, bro? Come on, bro, regular ass Russians. So I'm glad we got that. I didn't realize that it was the entire team effort. Other than gunpowder, it took the entire team effort to take him down. That just built Soulja Boy's legend up even more. It was a dope scene, yo. And then them having to face him, yeah, of course. I think when Noir left there, he knows he's gonna have to try to take them both out. He might have to. He's gonna be involved in this fight in some major way. I think he's gonna be the X factor in the fight, not A-Train.
As much as like they're similar, Soulja Boy and Homelander, especially in their attitude. Homelander was never like beating up Noir like Soulja Boy was, so maybe that's why.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to though. The threat and just the threats alone probably kept them in line, because I don't know if they showed it at all anytime during the Amazon run, but in the comics, one of the goofs of the 7 is that they bicker about their contracts with Vought. Like down to percentage points. Like, why is he getting 2% more than me? Why is he getting 1%? Like, and Warren never has anything to say on the matter. It's like he's one of the top paid dogs and that whole shit. So, he already doesn't talk, but to now see the whole team ready to fracture. Because I mean, pretty much the 7 is done, right? You got Maeve in the cell, Starlight quit, Noir's ran off, A-Train's in the fucking hospital, Deep is fucking fish, right? And Homelander's snapping. So I mean, the 7 is kind of done, bro, at this point. But nah, man, I just can't. I think, and don't rule out. Also, there's one thing somebody brought up to me yesterday. We was talking about it during the barbecue. Nobody's really seen Edgar and Noir in the same room, have they?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Somebody said that Noir is Edgar.
Nah.
No,
that Noir gave himself that Edgar gave himself superpowers to make sure that he couldn't hurt him, and that he's been masquerading as. It seemed like an interesting theory. It made me almost want to go back through every episode and rewatch, but I ain't got time like that. So
I don't see it, Dave. I'm gonna call Cap on that one. But how you felt about the whole flashback there? So.
I like the flashback. First, I like how the cartoons represented shit. Like, what's it called? It was the eagle. Soulja Boy was the eagle.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why Noir was a black sheep. You get what I'm saying?
He was the black sheep of the group.
Yeah, he was the black sheep of the group. So what? Nobody liked him.
More like he didn't talk, and nobody liked him. You got to remember, this is early '80s, so.
Oh, let's talk about how he was trying to get the part in Beverly Hills Cop. That should have me cracking up, by the way.
That's why he was saying to Edgar that he could be Eddie Murphy. So we did see Edgar talking to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, right.
Young Edgar, yes. Talking to the pre-fucked up Noir.
It's still Noir. Just fucked up now.
It's still Noir. It's the same Noir. Can't you tell? He's having the visions of what happened to him.
Hey guys, I'm just
And
giving
not only that,
I'm just giving you guys a theory that I
hold
heard.
on, hold
I
on.
didn't
Not
write
only
this
they,
theory.
not only that, he got the same almond allergy that the young one had. Because remember,
Right,
Edgar
it's
was
the
eating those
same-
almonds.
So we already
It's the
see.
same
So we
Noir.
already see one. We already see one person cloned from a soup, right? Could Noir be Edgar's clone? That's why he was so close to him.
No, bro.
Maybe no. You sure?
Anyway,
Sure about
He
this,
looked
Mike?
like Edgar's clone.
Go ahead with your thoughts on the flashback.
Yeah. So I like the flashback. I even like the fighting, and I like how they showed it and how it happened. Soulja Boy was strong. He was strong though. I didn't even know he was. Yeah,
He
he
was
kicked
fucking
up.
them
He
up.
up there. He was
Yeah.
fucking them up. Like I thought Noir was better than that. So maybe he got better as of now. So we about to. I guess
Yeah.
we'll see future because he was doing some shit to Kimiko. So I want to see what he got.
Yeah. So next we got Starlight, and she does sneak into the compound, takes the V. She winds up reading about the temporary V, to try to warn Butcher. We'll get to that later. But then she does get rolled up on by Homelander. He's like, I heard you come in here. But he makes some threats, and she's already recording him to his knowledge. So he tried to spend it, but it helps her get out of there. Josh, how you felt about how she played that? How she got out of there, bro?
Oh yeah, that was a great idea. I felt like she went in there with that plan and executed it flawlessly. So I have to give hats off to Starlight on that one. But at the same time, I was very surprised by Homelander's reception of Starlight because she's supposed to be persona non grata and void. And so I was just like, why is he like okay with her roaming the grounds? Because after what she did, you would think her access would have been revoked.
Yeah.
Revoked. Right.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, how you felt about that scene? How she played it there?
Honestly, 2 words. Got him. That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's honestly how I felt about that. Not for me, I was like, yo, I would have did that same thing.
It was smart.
Like
It was smart as hell.
strategic,
Yeah.
very smart,
Smart
very
as
smart,
hell.
and it's gonna be effective too.
Yeah. Dave, any thoughts on that? Her getting the V and with Homelander?
Yeah, her getting the V. I didn't see everything that she took. I know she took 1 vial, right, of the blue.
I think so. Maybe 2. What?
No,
maybe
no.
2.
You
I'm
took
thinking she should. I'm
multiple.
thinking she might have took enough for the whole team.
Yeah,
I think
multiple.
so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Straight up, because if they might need them. Other than that, yeah, the Homelander scene where her escaping, that was clever of her. That literally saved her life because it was about to go down. Put it like that. If she ain't had that phone on her, that big ass giant tablet she walking around with,
I know.
yeah, that shit big as hell.
It is big as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely that saved her life. My question was, why did Homelander though allow her to traipse around the building, get into the labs, take the shit that could give people powers enough to kill him, and then walk out of the building with it? Like,
Because he's not Edgar.
if you're Homelander, you follow her out the building. Like, she's leaving. Okay, so fly above the building, wait for that bitch to leave, come down, turn her into a puddle, end of the boys. It's a 7-episode season instead of 8. But
Exactly. But
yeah,
I think
but I don't know. I think Homelander. I think they just showed it that Homelander's. They wanted to emphasize that he's losing control, and that was just another way that he lost control. That
definitely.
he's basically he's a product of the fans, not of, I guess, Vought or himself. So
Yeah, and it's what's it called? It's the Deep running things for security now, so he ain't gonna help you at all.
exactly.
Any thoughts on that scene with Starlight? Getting the V?
She killed it. Homelander's not Edgar, so I wouldn't expect Homelander to know it. I would expect Homelander to believe her that she's just getting her shit and leaving. And
All
she
right.
called him. She called him out with the phone. I thought that was perfect too. That backed him up. He ain't want no smoke with that. She got more followers than he do.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole world seeing that. I don't even think I don't understand how the world even believed that was a script.
Exactly.
You
And you
feel
see
me?
his
Like,
face, his whole face changed.
right.
Mr. Irwinwell says when Kimiko was giving her powers back, they showed the blue compound V next to the bed. It was still full.
It was half a vial.
Okay.
Oh, it was
That's gonna
like
be-
like
Huey
3
I
and
rewound
quarters
that
left,
to make
man.
sure
to become
myself.
permanent suits. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I think that that was man. Listen, I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. Something's gonna come down to where somebody's gonna become a permanent suit. Like multiple people gonna become permanent suits.
They're gonna be like, soup up.
Yep. Yeah, for real. For real.
I think we'll get to that in a second. But next scene though, we do see Soulja Boy and Huey finally get to Mindstorm. Before Soulja Boy can kill him, Huey teleports him away and tells him to help him out with Butcher. They make a deal to wake Butcher up. He agrees, Mindstorm, and gets Butcher out. And then at that point, we do see Soulja Boy roll up, get his information, and kill Mindstorm. So this whole action, I guess, sequence, Josh, how you felt about this whole thing, man?
Yeah, I love the storytelling during the scene. It was fantastic. I thought that was great. And then I thought it was interesting how, Huey was very bold here. He openly betrayed Soulja Boy in a very obvious way. So I was like, wow, there's no going back after that.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, he has that hero hubris because of the temporary V. So he's like, hey, he slapped me before, I can take whatever he got next, type of thing. So that's how I was thinking about it.
Okay. Maine, how you felt about it, bro? That them finally getting Mindstorm and Huey's actions there.
You know what? It's interesting because I kind of would have done the same thing that Huey did, because at this point, like, it's not about anybody else. We have a goal, and if you ain't in that, you got to go, right? I get it, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for one reason, and I think that was also pretty dope of him. No man left behind, right? Regardless of how terrible they may be, they're my terrible friend. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was dope. I will say that the aftermath of that, right? So he held up his end of the bargain, and he took care of him, and he brought him back and everything. My man, Soulja Boy, he's starting to look real familiar. If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some of his tactics and some of the rage is looking real familiar. It reminds me of somebody, and it's just one of those.
You know what though,
man.
You know what though? They did all turn on him, so they kind of deserved it. His whole team. So I'm not mad at him for that.
Okay, so I get that, right? But I think that here's the thing. I think that even so, right? You could say that. But you mean to tell me that somewhere deep down, Soulja Boy don't see where he could have went wrong? You don't think so?
Right.
You don't think there's not one iota of him that may have said, you know what I did? I kind of did treat y'all like shit.
Bro,
Kinda.
he was
I think he knew. He just didn't give a shit.
Right.
He's the most powerful suit. No one can do anything
wonder
to him
why.
anyway. And that's that.
But also, bro, he was like a POW for 30 years and shit after his team turned on him. I don't give a fuck how bad I was. I'm getting them all back. I'm petty though. I'm petty for the grass.
I feel it.
That's just me and shit.
I feel it.
You know what I mean? The Russians tortured that man, to where he still got PTSD. So yeah, I'm coming at you, Mindstorm. But anyway, how you felt about this whole thing?
Say some more in the scene again.
Oh no, we right with it. They roll up on Mindstorm, and then Huey teleports him out, and then he wakes up Butcher, and then they kill Mindstorm.
Butcher, and then he kills Mindstorm. Okay, yeah. So Huey loyal to the soil, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't understand why Butcher, treat him that type of way when that boy loyal to the soil like that. Like, for real, that he aborted mission, took the ball, saved him, get my mans up out of here. I tell you, I get you up out of here. Get my man straight. I get you up out of here. That's loyalty. You know what I mean? The world need more of that, for real.
Okay, E with the PSA. Dave, how you felt about this whole thing, bro?
Yeah, that was definitely a well-written scene. I gotta say, ever since they gave Huey teleportation powers, every time I see Huey on screen, I'm trying to figure out how he's gonna use it. This is one of the few times I got it right. I was like, I knew it. As soon as he came to grips, and he was like, all right. Like when Soulja Boy told him, like, yo, we're gonna kill this motherfucker. That's it. Sorry, say bye to your boy. Like, forget. Yeah. I was like, Huey's not going for that shit. Like, Huey's gonna pull some bullshit with his teleportation.
Man went straight Nightcrawler.
Either to teleport Soulja Boy away or teleport Homeboy back to him. But I knew Huey was gonna be able to talk to this dude and get him to free Butcher. I just didn't know he was gonna die so fast after. Like, Soulja Boy, I don't know where they were or how far they walked to go find Mindstorm, but he got back there quick as shit, bro.
He was running, I think, though.
Yo,
he was probably fast, like
running that.
Yeah.
He must have been dipping. I didn't expect the scene to end like that. I thought, if anything, they were going to put him to the side and see if he could help him use them against Homelander, because Homelander has no idea about who the fuck Mindstorm is.
Well, listen to this. Actually, I'm reading this right now I'm watching the episode. It says in 1986, which was after they got Soulja Boy. In 1986, Mindstorm starred in his own live stage show at the Planet Vault Resort in Las Vegas. Nevada called it Mental Magic with Mindstorm, which was taped for a live studio audience and aired on VBS. In the show, Mindstorm would hypnotize audience members on stage, getting them to do weird and crazy shit. It says the show ran for 2 seasons, but was abruptly canceled after a man Mindstorm hypnotized to think he was a bull ran through a storefront window. So apparently he was a popular as person with his own Vegas show. Whatever. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of trivia on every episode.
Nah. I will say though, just a quick callback. A-Train does have superhuman strength and other things as well.
Yeah. He does. I said that.
I did. Yeah, but I know. But I wanted to make sure my damn self because I didn't know. So that's pretty interesting.
I haven't seen him display any of it.
He won't. He won't. He won't. It's just more based off of the fact that because he moves so fast, his body has to be durable. So he has excess fluid in his eyes. He has bone density. He has regenerative healing factor, reflexes.
Right. That's why I was able to take that punch by Huey with the super V.
Absolutely.
And be all right. Shit like that.
Absolutely.
And you saw what happened to Huey's first girlfriend. I mean,
bro, they literally
that was just through the speed though. That's velocity, man. It's not velocity.
He's still obliterated. He
obliterated. It hits your body,
bro.
All of them have extra strength like a normal human. All of them. Shit like that. Whatever.
Even Starlight, remember she was punching through the house.
Yeah, they all have strength, bro. That's like one common thing that they all got. Kind of like again with the Eternals, they all are strong.
What the hell was Mindstorm's strength?
For what? What you mean?
Soulja Boy?
Like Mindstorm don't have strength, super strength,
but not Soulja Boy strength. I'm saying like they all are strong,
right? They all
kind of like how the thing gets strong, but Hulk is much stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like it's strength, but there's levels to this shit.
Right? Like Cap is strong, Thor is strong. Thor's a little bit stronger. Thanos was even stronger. Like that.
That's all. That's all. I didn't mean to be real, but I looked it up and I had to see for myself.
That's all good. But that was funny about Mindstorm, his Vegas show, though. I was like, look, that is
hilarious.
He's making that Vegas money, too. I'm sure.
He was, yo. He had a whole residency and shit for 2 years.
Wow. Set probably next to Caesar's Palace and all that.
But it seems like, to your point, whoever said, they could have used him, it seemed like based off that, they might have put him in captivity after he did that to the guy, made him run through a storefront window or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do.
Vault probably hit him away.
Perfect to trap Homelander in his own. If he was able to do that to Homelander, he could literally just beat Homelander. All the Homelander.
That's what I'm saying.
And all
He's
that bullshit.
But it seems like Vault put him away to me. Like we got to get this guy out of here. Shit like that.
But they didn't though. He absconded himself away. He was trying to get away from the voices. He said it. He was like, I just wanted to find a place to get away from the goddamn voices.
Yeah.
Remember he was telling Huey?
Yeah.
Wasn't so much on the run. He was trying to. He did what Wanda did at the end of WandaVision. Wanda wanted to get away from everybody, so she went out to the middle of nowhere and was out there living. That's what Mindstorm was trying to do. There's a telepath. I forget the dude's name, but he had the same. Oh yeah, there we go. Mastermind, Jason Wingard. He can't stop people's thoughts from coming inside his head, so he has to actually get away and live on the ocean and live on boats and shit, so that he don't get people's mind waves. He can be alone with his own thoughts. That kind of gave me those kind of vibes with Mindstorm. He was just trying to get away and live in the forest with no thoughts, so that he could just be himself. Either way, Soulja Boy's stupid. They could have used him.
Yeah. So next, we got Starlight calling Butcher and telling him about the V, and then we see Butcher make a decision after everything that he went through with his brother Lenny. He still decides not. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I skipped the scene. I apologize, guys. MM after his wife's husband took the kid to the rally, pops up at the crib and shit, mad as shit. Dude still talking shit. He wound up getting chipped or whatever. So Josh, how you felt about that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a parent. I'm not a step parent. I don't know what the parameters are for children and authority. Like I know those are blurry lines. They can be. I guess for me, that is his child, but at the same time, to what he said, I am her parent. I am her parental father figure because you're literally not around. That whole spiel, right? But at the same time, morally, I mean, spot on. And as soon as he told the wife or his baby mother,
yeah,
they were both in accordance. So they rarely agree on anything, yet they both agree immediately on that, obviously, right? So I thought that was interesting. So I thought that was a great moment for his inner Trumper to be outed.
Yo, they got all those movies from Soulja Boy. They got like snippets of them and shit on Amazon. It's funny as hell. But anyway,
Yeah, they did.
Maine, how you felt about the MM scene with the stepfather there?
Okay. Being a parent, I would say that there were like mad lines being crossed. Here's how I feel about that. Regardless of if you're a step parent, I don't care if you call yourself an interim parent, legal guardian, whatever. If you're in a situation where two parties, right, are whether they're separated or whatever, they still co-parent. And when it comes to their children, they have that they have those rules and those guidelines that they're set in place. Whoever is on the outside, the step parent or whatever, they get handed those rules or those guidelines. They adhere to those, right? It was handed down by the two parents. The minute you go ahead and you decide that you are a little bit comfortable in your responsibilities and your role, and you overstep, we have an issue. I told you once before, I don't want her watching or listening to that shit. You not only did none of that, you took it a step further and took it to a rally. Where somebody that I know personally that I'm dealing with, that for the sake of protection and all that things, I'm not telling you about what I'm privy to, but you went far above the lines. And like you said, you clearly saw that my ex-wife is upset about it. So you wrong, bro. And then that whole line about somebody has to be the father, I would have smoked him too. That's just all I'm saying.
All right, E, you're a parent. How you felt about that scene, bro?
Yeah. Now see, that's the MM I know right there. Yeah, straight up. I said no rally. I ain't take. Well, first of all, who takes a little girl to a rally?
Yeah.
A rally like that? Come on, man, get out of here. I ain't beat.
Bro,
That's
you ever
crazy.
seen a real Trump rally, bro? That shit is. It's way worse, bro. I'm just put it like that.
But that's the
Right.
thing, right? Yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever.
That's the thing.
He should have
That's what
had
that
clearance.
was.
He should have gotten permission.
Right.
That's the whole point. Yo, baby, is it
And then
cool
you
if I
don't
take her
even
to
know if my
whatever?
man. Right. You don't even know if my man Butcher about to blow some shit up over there.
You don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on. That's dangerous.
Yep.
I already told you it's real in the field. That's dangerous. And you talking about the daddy ain't around. Whatever he said, Slick. The dad here now.
Right.
Put him right in the cement. That's where
And
he
he slept him like
he
looked like he fell hard. Like he was
Big sleep, bro.
He got hit and was like, wow.
He was on that driveway, knocked the fuck out.
Boom.
Knock the fuck out.
Like this, look.
Hey Dave, how you felt about that whole thing, bro? Let me get your opinion.
Well, first, shout out to Todd, man, for being brave enough to look at dude like MM and then tell him, "Oh, somebody got to be the father." That's the stupidest shit he ever did in his whole fucking life. He's supposed to be a teacher. Like I thought he worked in a school, bro. Don't you understand physics? And that will fuck you up. But anyway, I guess he got his physics lesson that day. The whole thing about taking the child to the rally, I'm a very political person when I'm not on this show. And I never advocate bringing children to rallies of any kind at all, because you got a lot of creeps, the sickos there from both sides, and you never know what anybody's gonna fucking do. And politicians are in the spotlight. And there's a reason why they have security teams. It's because people are usually trying to do them harm. So you don't bring a child that you care about to any place where they have to increase security. If I hear some place has to increase security, you think I'm bringing my kid there? No. It's the opposite. There's a reason you're increasing security. So Todd fucked up on that front. Now, in Todd's defense, and I know not a lot of people going to defend this dude, but in Todd's defense, he doesn't know all the background dealings about Homelander. He's like, I think Mr. Urban World said it on one of the previous comments. He's just like these people. There you go. He's like these people that believe everything the media tells them. He's just watching the wrong channel. You know what I mean? So in his mind, he's looking at Homelander as the hero that's going to save us all, and he's embodying these ideals that he wants his daughter or his stepdaughter to have. No, Homelander's not on TV talking about I'll kill every motherfucker. He's up there talking about I'm trying to save this country. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. So yeah, Todd, he didn't know, but MM did tell him that he didn't want her there. He did go against that shit, and then he talked slick, so he got just what he deserved. Nice long nap in his driveway.
Plus, he didn't ask the mother who lives there with him.
I thought he did, because I'm like, I would wonder, like, she would wonder where her.
You saw her reaction. She was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
so like, nah.
Yeah,
that's where the issue.
But then you're gonna go get mad at the dude for knocking him out. You heard that comment? You're gonna get mad at the dude after that for knocking him out. She got mad at him.
It's still her husband, bro. At the end of the day, or whatever. So no, I might get that too. I get it both.
And now their daughter was watching, and of course you don't want her. They're talking about how violent Homelander can be and all this stuff, and the reason for going there and not going there, and he ended up putting his hands on somebody. So there's a fine line. Parenting is hard. I'll just put it like that.
It's very hard.
Yeah, Josh, be careful. Parenting is hard, bro.
Yeah, parenting is extremely hard, bro. You make a lot of decisions you don't want to.
Let me finish the show off by talking about two scenes. One, Butcher's decision not to tell Huey what the temporary V is doing to them, even though he was told by Starlight after 3 to 5 uses it can actually kill them. And then Soulja Boy dropping the bombshell Luke, I'm your father moment by telling Homelander he's actually his father. So let me start with you, Josh, get you back in here. How you felt about those two scenes, bro?
Oh yeah, so in that scene, I was like, "All right, come on, Starlight, enough being coy. Tell him you got the real V. Tell him that you can actually save him." Like that. Right. I was like, "Come on now, this is ridiculous. Like this is, this isn't a dramatic irony where like with the audience is like, tell him. It shouldn't be that. Like this is so obvious. This is like, this is like what to me like white and black, like very, very, very obvious." What she should be doing in that situation, but she didn't. So obviously it's a plot device for something else. Hopefully it pays off, because to me it didn't make any tactical sense in terms of strategy, because you're all on the same team against Homelander. But there's that. And then yes, I was waiting for the massive reveal, right? So now again, Homelander's face when he says that, like you could tell him he turned into little Ryan. He turned into his son in that moment. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the sons and fathers and let's say the father figures and the parents and the children in the show behave with each other. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy you can see between the two parallels there. Maine, how you felt about those two scenes? Huey's decision and Soulja Boy letting reveal.
As far as the whole thing with Butcher and everything, man, it just goes to show that Butcher is still, and I just have some things to go through, and I audibly said out loud, and he did that shit again. You know what I mean? Like he did it again, and I think there's a part of him that just he's not ready. He's still not ready to come to terms yet. He's still not ready, and it's this whole thing is he's a lit fuse. It's just that everybody he's attached to also burns up too. And he's not ready to give it up because his ideals he believes so strongly what he wants to do and what he wants to fight for that he'll drag anybody down, not for their benefit, but for his, and selfish. And that's just what he's doing that same shit again. And people will suffer for it until he honestly finally gets it. Now, as far as the reveal, it was one of those things where, again, man, I write and I like that stuff. I study scripts and all that stuff. So I kind of saw this, like as I was alluding to, I started to compare the two together. The rage, the anguish, the paranoia, the way that they talk, how flippant they are, how, all that stuff. I was looking at it. And so when he finally said it, I was like, of course he is. But I'm interested in seeing now, because just like he said, right? I don't know if anybody really touched on this. but he said basically things have changed.
Yeah.
Things are different now.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this mean?
Yeah.
What does he?
And he also said,
changed?
I would have stepped down for you had they told me, rather than put me away with the Russians or whatever like that.
So what does this mean? Are we now getting? Is he now swapping over to the other side? Because he honestly,
Black Noir about to get chipped. That's what's going to happen.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. That Soulja Boy agreed. It was a mercenary deal. It was a scratch your back and I'll scratch yours. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. He didn't have any ties to Homelander, so he thought. But now he does. Mm-hmm. So now what does this mean?
They're about to become mega powers.
That's right. They just did the handshake.
right. Well, Elizabeth, the shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that, man, if this is going a route that I'm my writer's brain is telling me, this is bad. This is bad.
Hey, we'll get you in there, bro. How you felt about those two scenes, man? One Butcher decision, the other Soulja Boy's reveal.
Both of them scenes pissed me off.
Oh wow, okay.
Butcher went through that, not like in a bad way of the show, but like pissed me off on their actions. Butcher, the way Butcher did that slime ball shit after he just went through that whole reality check moment. Your brother's pushed his wig. You was just smoking Lenny pack, and then you gonna sit up here, right? It's just crazy. Then you gonna sit up here and hear what she say about the shit with Huey, and not say nothing. Deep, dark. That man's disturbed. I'm telling you, something wrong with him.
And what about Soulja Boy being the dad of Homelander?
Man, that pissed me off too, man, because he had the nerve to call him and let him know he had dad. Let him know he's his dad. And this fool had the nerve to have tears in his eyes. But he's better than everybody. He's better. He's stronger. He's human. That fool human. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He thought he was made from a test tube, but he got a dad, so it's a little different for him now, I guess. Mentally, I would say.
Yeah, but what's that?
Not only that, though, I think that not even that really quick. I think that it's the whole point of what we talked about with Homelander, right? He's always wanted to belong. He's always wanted to have that relationship with somebody. And I think that now that one chapter that he's always wanted to close, it finally happened.
He thought he was a scientific experiment, basically.
He thought he was a bad product.
Right. So, but Dave, how you felt about those two scenes, bro?
Yeah, that Butcher scene, that shit is really fucked up. I'm with E on that. You would think that after going through that whole mental journey and seeing how his decisions harm others, that he would be looking out for Huey and be like, listen, Huey, man, especially after getting Kamiko back. I mean, let's be real here. Like, you got Kamiko back now. You don't need Huey. So, but the fact that he did that anyway just goes to show that Homelander is all in. All his chips is in the middle of the table on killing Homelander. He don't give a fuck who's gonna come along for the ride with him.
You know what though? I will say one thing when you just said that, man. It just made me realize something. I'm actually gonna go back and retract what I said, and here's why. He's not as bad as we all think he is because he did try to stop him initially. He did try to protect Huey initially. Yeah. I think now what's happened is that even after all of that, now it makes sense. Is that he now sees how it's affecting Huey and how he's turned him into a better version of himself in his mind, in Huey's mind. He's not helpless. He has purpose. He has fight. He has vigor. He has intellect. He has all these things, and now it's all coming together. So I think at that split second, he thought how it could devastate Huey to hear that he can no longer use that. And in his twisted way of looking at things, he once again said, you know what? Everything's great. Let's go back and get some more Compound V. Even though he knows how it could just destroy them. He just heard this stuff. But he knows how important having Compound V makes Huey feel. And I think he does. He has another chance to, in a weird, twisted way, to take care of his little brother. It's weird, but that's what I think happened.
That's very interesting, man. I definitely agree, and that's why I said what I said about Starlight, because to everyone's point, Starlight is well aware of who Butcher is, and there's a reason why she told him and not Huey. So essentially, you essentially trying to get Butcher to betray Huey for Huey to see it, so he comes back to Starlight. That's how I saw the scene.
Okay.
And then for the second,
About it too.
Yeah,
for
go
the
ahead,
second
Dave.
scene with Soulja Boy being his father, I think this is now going to set up the Black Noir, Starlight, Maeve, Baby A Train, plus the boys versus Soulja Boy and Homelander.
Okay.
Because I don't. 50% of me wants to say that, and 50% of me wants to say that Soulja Boy is trying to use this to lure Homelander to him, like a false sense of security. Like, why would I not want that for my son? I just want to be your father and have Homelander. Oh, thanks, Dad, and then boom, fry him. So either one of those are probably going to go down. But I thought it was a very, I guess you could say, cliche written scene. We've seen this in movies before. You know, "I am your father" is pretty much a catchphrase of Star Wars.
So how did he find out about that again?
What happened?
Do we know how he found out about Soulja
from
Boy? How did he find out?
what's his name?
Mindstorm.
Mindstorm.
Yeah, Mindstorm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he remembered going in for the experiment, which created Homelander. So, and technically, Homelander is still out of a tube. Like, he just came out of a cup, and they used the genes from that cup to create him out of a tube.
Yeah.
So technically, he's still out of a tube. But I know what you mean. Homelander feels a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, damn, somebody else. There's someone else in the world like me.
I think especially when he added that line, that I would have stepped aside for you had I known that you existed and stuff like that. I think that made him feel more of like, I belong now, stuff like that, you know. So on that. But anyway, guys, we're done. And let's rate the episode 1 through 10, man. What do you got?
I'm gonna give this a 9.5.
Josh?
I really enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, definitely a solid 9 for sure. Great storytelling.
Dave.
9.5, man. This episode moved it, and every scene seemed like it was integral to the show.
9. I loved it. It was great.
And I'm gonna go with a 9 too. You know, after Hero Gasm, I was like, can they really live up to it? But they kind of did, man. So I'm gonna go with a 9 as well. Looking forward to the finale next week, which means we'll be back next Tuesday to end the boys. Back here again on Thursday as well for Miss Marvel. We missed it last week because he didn't like the episode, and I'm joking, but we missed it last week. We're back this week. That's it. Let's talk about it. And thank you guys all, of course, for coming on and whatnot. Oh, and just for Mr. Urban says 9.5 out of 10 for the Noir backstory. And good strength. Thank you, Mr. Urban World, as always.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Once again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Everybody's watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.